welcome back to Beginner Dobro. I'm Justin Gamrell, and today we're going to be continuing on our path of learning how to roll in a more simple and manageable manner. Before, we had looked at what I consider to be pretty much the most basic roll in your standard 4/4 songs. That is what everything in bluegrass tends to go for, except the minority that are in 3/4 time or sit in 3. These are songs like what I'll be going over a little more in detail later, like All the Good Times Are Past and Gone. You feel it in 3, something like all the good times are past and gone. All the good times are over. And so a song like that, our basic roll that we learned before, isn't going to work because it has too many notes in it. Even as I showed right there, something like what we're doing with chopping ends up slightly different because you're working in 3/4 time. And while chopping, I don't think that requires a full lesson to just say, do it twice in a row on beats 2 and 3 in the measure. The roll does require something that is a little different to get us there. The main difference is that we're playing the eighth notes. So when there's 4 beats to a measure, your eighth notes, there's 8 of them. And that's why our roll had 8 notes in it. But in 3/4 time, when it comes to eighth notes, there's going to be 6 of them. And so we need a roll that is going to make the most of the 6 notes that we want. And as with everything else, there are a lot of different rolls you can do, a lot of different ways you can change it up. And even the one that I'm about to teach right now is considered by some to not be the most simple. I know a couple well-respected people who would teach a different roll first. I don't like the other roll that I'm thinking about. And even with different ones, I found this one to be the most simple, the most just makes sense in my head, most natural, and I think sounds really good behind the music as well. So let's get into it. We're going to go back and find our 6 notes, and once again, we're going to work with our high 3 strings. So match each of the fingers to the string it needs. Your thumb is going to be on the G string, your index finger on the B, and then your middle finger on the D. And so that's how we're going to start it. The first 3 notes are G, B, D. Then you're going to hit the B string again, back up to D, and then back down to B. So as we get it going, it begins to sound like this. And so I find, especially when it's on those upper 3 strings, it has a nice floaty, mellow sound to it. A lot of our 3/4 time songs in bluegrass tend to be a little softer, tend to be a little more softer spoken, more mellow, a little more laid back, maybe even somber in some cases. And something like this, it's not fully in your face, especially having that B and the D string just kind of floating up there, sounds really beautiful to the music. So we'll work with these 6 notes as the roll. As I recommended in the last video, once again, please feel free to pause the video. Take time, especially as the notes should be up next to me at the moment. Look at them, work on it. Get it under your fingers, open up a metronome. You want to be able to, with all rolls, do it to a certain extent without needing to think about it, especially more with the right hand. That I can go and still be talking to you within the lesson. It's not the easiest, but I can still be doing it to an extent. And there it is. And there's not too much with this kind of stuff to really have to teach and explain as much as to say, here's the notes, here's what it sounds like, work it out, and figure it out. But I will take that song that I sung at the beginning to show what a 3/4 time is, which is all the good times are past and gone. One of the most standard 3/4 time songs that you're going to see, and one that has simpler chords. There are some of 3/4 time songs are more difficult to play, but this one's nice and simple. I hear it at jams from time to time, and it'll demonstrate what this will sound like in the middle of a song. So why don't we take our time right now and go ahead and listen to that. I wish to Lord I'd never been born or die when I was young. I never would see your sparkling blue eyes or hear your lying tongue. All the good times are past and gone. All the good times are over. All the good times are past and gone. Little darling, don't you weep no more. Little darling, don't you weep no more. And so I hope that you could see in that little recording of just how it sounds, how it fits within a song. Honestly, I think filling within the skills that you've picked up in a number of the other lessons that I have, and I'm sure the skills that you've picked up from other places as well, this idea is pretty straightforward. It's just playing the role that fits the song behind it. One thing that is cool about this role, and especially within the 3/4 time, is the amount that I can mix together some different ideas. And while I'll hopefully do another video later about this, I can give a little bit here where you saw I didn't just play but I kind of could slide around a little bit with it. And by doing that, it just kind of helps mellow things out. Sit back a little more. Makes it sound a little more dobro-y as well, as opposed to what a banjo might be able to do with their role. And so, as we go, we can just play, we can roll, and we can continue to work on that. This is, in my opinion, one of the easiest and simplest ways that you can do a 3/4 roll behind. If you want more rolls that'll fit this time, if you want me to spend more time talking about how you play dobro in this time signature, feel free. Drop that in the comments. Leave a comment if you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you like the video if this was helpful. Subscribe to the channel if you would like to be able to see more and to get reminders of when things are getting posted and when more videos are coming. But as always, continue to work on this. Continue to get it under your fingers. Have fun playing. Go out, jam with others. Thank you for watching.